This was probably the most expected chapter of the season. You guys know that I always say unexpected usually for every chapter because I don't see certain moments coming, but I kind of assumed everything that would happen this episode would happen, and it did. Chapter 72, titled Bleak Bluff, will be out for everyone December 14th, 2020 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't use spoilers for your FastPass coins, please wait a month before coming back to this video. Hopefully it'll be snowing by then. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this sort of stuff. Thank you so much for all the love for the 1 million appreciation week videos. Yes, I know I didn't complete it. I got the PS5 on Thursday and I have been on it non-stop. Actually, I was trying to do a face, not really a face reveal because if you've seen some of my videos, you've seen my face, but I got a PS5 HD camera and I tried hooking it up to the laptop, the very old laptop. Is like 8 years old and it just doesn't even register it because I don't think my laptop even understands what USB 3.0 is. And then I tried using Twitch on the PS5 to record, but it wasn't really working unless I was broadcasting, so I gotta figure out some kinks. And I thought this was the perfect episode to kind of do a unscripted, see my face moving kind of video because I want to transition to that and try it. I'll see if I can do it for next week's, for what was it, 73, if I get everything working, because I have some IRL stuff that kind of requires me to be on camera per se, so I want to get more comfortable because if you guys haven't known, every single one of these scripts for this season, or actually any of my chapter reviews for Purple Hyacinth, are scripted. Like I write everything down, I put in pauses, blah 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 blah. This one is going to be completely unscripted just to test the waters, so be a little different. A lot of changes coming, but let me know in the comments down below how I'm doing. Feedback is much appreciated. Alright, I've been rambling a lot, and that's gonna happen quite a bit this chapter review, so let's just get into the chapter itself. I have it pulled up on my phone. Since there's no video here, I can do that. Drinking some of that sparkling water, so let's get it. Alright, so the chapter was good. Usually when there's fight scenes, especially since we got that fight scene in the Carmine Camellia, that little skirmish between Lauren and who we found out was Kieran in the same ninja-esque outfits. I kind of zone out, and that's not a issue with how the fight is drawn or anything. Usually whenever I see fights in written form or in this medium like webtoon and manga, we don't see the full scope of the fight, right? So my brain kind of just zones out and I don't really pay attention that closely to it. Even if the choreography is that great. What I've noticed is I've really enjoyed fights in anime or, the moving visual medium better because they can encompass the entire fight and show the surroundings and kind of like the shot composition for that. And in this medium that we enjoy the series for, it's pictures and snapshots, they're frames that we take a look at, so there's only so much information that we can get out of. And I'm not really that much of an expert to fights. That's why I like Purple Hyacinth so much, because there are little skirmishes here and there, but it's mainly focused around the dialogue itself. So let's get into the dialogue. We have some great shots. Belladonna going in for the kill, because, this has been set up for quite some time. I believe all the way back in chapter 52, when Belladonna actually went to the messenger and said, oh, just give me the jobs. I can probably do it better than the quote-unquote Purple Hyacinth. And the messenger kind of claps back. And it looks like the hints that I kind of get that Kieran was actually part of the circus because he knows this backstory of Hestia or Belladonna and how she was the fire girl, the little girl, poor orphan in Great Chapel 15 years ago, just playing with the match. We got a little brief look at it. Now, who is that person? Is it the leader? Is it Radcliffe? He got some skinny legs. That's all I know. I'm sure we'll get more of the Belladonna's backstory. I don't think we'll get it next chapter, but we'll get it at some point, probably in season 2. Maybe when we get the reveal of what Radcliffe actually looks like. Is he the apostle? I don't know. But it looks like he's the one that saved Belladonna from her situation, right? And now she's in this prestigious position. She works, she gets to choose her gig. She is a founding member of the Pantheon. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if any of the other circus members that we've seen are also part of the founding members, because they seem to be shown in almost every setup or every scene. So maybe they're not founding members, but they're what recycled. And like I've noticed, especially when Kieran was talking to the attendant, the circus member person that was the darts thrower or the target thrower, how artists from around the world are now fighting to join into this circus, which once started, pretty humbly with Radcliffe's endorsement. And Belladonna seems to imply that she's not the only person that goes out and does some extracurriculars for the leader. So who knows? Who else is it? Athena? I don't know. Right? Like, the biggest line that really struck out to me was, although sparring with you is just as fun as in the good old days. So what were the good old days between Belladonna and Kieran? We know they've had some sort of history in the past. Was it during their training to become assassins? Was it Kieran actually being part of the circus? Again, that's a huge theory that's been going around, and it's getting more and more likely that that's the case, especially with Kieran's, wound on his shoulder as well. Potentially there was a circus tattoo there. Also, the little shot where Belladonna reaches her arm and we see the tattoo in full motion, that was kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of sick. And then we get the quote-unquote, I guess, peak of the chapter, which is what the title kind of refers to, right? Bleak Bluff. Kieran says that he wanted to learn more about Lauren from Sake so that he could get more information before Kieran will get rid of Lauren. Now, obviously, Kieran's not actually going to get rid of Lauren. Lauren is not within earshot or anything, so this is obviously a lie. What's interesting is this lie kind of gives hints to Belladonna. It's not like Belladonna is dumb, right? She's very perspective and very knowing of where each group is and how to slither into that group and provide value, as well as undermine that particular group, whether it's the Sevens crew, whether it's the leader, whether it's the Circus Royale, right? She's part of so many different hats and she plays all of them for her own advantage. Well, that's what it assumes to. Maybe she's playing it for whoever this person saved her for, and that's her true objective, is serving that master. Maybe it's a leader, no idea. But what Kieran actually gives a hint to Belladonna is, if Belladonna knows that Kieran was placed into the 11th precinct to find Loon and kill them, right? That was his main objective. The messenger knows that because the messenger is the one that delivered this information to Kieran. So if Kieran says that before he's ready to get rid of Lauren or Sinclair, that means that he's hinting that Sinclair is Loon, right? That's kind of suspicious, and that's why Belladonna's with her little grin kind of gets me scared. I think Kieran just outed too much information than he needed to. But we'll see what the fallout is if we actually cut back to this scene in 73. What's most likely going to happen is we're going to see Lauren kind of tied up, blindfolded, right? And who I'm assuming is Raphael or Apollo is the one that actually is holding on to Lauren and kind of drugged her and kidnapped her. I assume that it was Raphael or Apollo that was going to find him, the messenger. There's no way that Lauren was going to get out of the circus, scot-free and get away before the police comes, but this would be a cool turn of events, right? We've seen her as Loon interrogate and kind of blackmail people into revealing information, so now the tides have turned and it's potentially going to happen to Lauren. I think we're going to get the reverse of what we got when we first had the Loon mission with McTrevor, and that kind of excites me if that's actually where this is going. But yeah, again, I do think it's Apollo. The fight scenes were great. This was pretty unscripted, and I'm not really going to edit it too much just to keep the nature of this video like that. But that's all for the video. Thank you so much for listening up to this point. As always, make sure to heart the chapter when you finish reading on Webtoons and comment to be a part of the community. Like and subscribe if you do enjoy this sort of stuff. My social media can be found by searching Inspirational on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Shout out to my designer. You can find his work on Instagram at JadenV_photography. See you all next time, hopefully with my face in it. Peace.